Fort Meade residents wait no more. After 6 months of renovations, the Fort Meade Bowling Center has reopened for business. The bowling center has been expanded from 24 lanes to 36 lanes in order to host bowling tournaments and leagues to draw in more revenue. Other perks include a sports lounge and a cafe. MWR funded the $1 million project to accommodate the growing population on base.
With Fort Meade's population growing so much, the bowling alley is getting a little too full, so now with our expansion, a lot more people can come enjoy the bowling center.
The 11th Frame Sports Lounge offers a full-service bar, 3 42-inch plasma screen TVs, billiards, darts, and many daily specials. Residents can also enjoy some fine dining at the Pen Deck Cafe. The Pen Deck Cafe serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and has daily specials to satisfy your taste buds and your wallet. A new feature of the $1 million renovation of the bowling center is this new arcade, where children or even adults can come enjoy themselves if they're not in the mood to bowl or aren't even hungry. The Fort Meade Bowling Center also has a large assortment of refurbished bowling balls and equipment for sale. For more information on the bowling center hours and specials, you can go to the MWR website. Reporting from Fort Meade, I'm Airman Kellen Carr.
I started it, just for conditioning, keep myself in shape, help me out with PT tests and whatnot, but it actually became more of a hobby. I did a little bit of the Muay Thai training, just very basic stuff, because like I said, I like to focus more on the ground game. I wanted to get that out of the way, get that under my belt before I went to the stand-up stuff. I've fooled around with a little bit of the Muay Thai and a little bit of boxing, so I've toyed with it, but I prefer jiu-jitsu, because I've been watching it throughout the years, back when people really didn't get the jiu-jitsu, when it was Hoist Gracie out there choking people out in his gi, and people didn't understand it. They thought they were just rolling around, but if you pay attention to what's going on, that's really how a lot of fights are won. When you're competing in jiu-jitsu, it's basically just you. I mean, you may be part of a team, but at the end of the day, they're not out there helping you, and that's how it's going to be in the real world, because it not only teaches you conditioning, self-discipline, but it's also a great technique to have. I mean, you never know when something crazy is going to happen and you may need to choke somebody out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the move that I finished that with. It's called a triangle. Basic choke from your back. So what I did is you have this arm in control. I'm going to wrap this leg around his throat, and then you're going to pull this other leg over it, basically creating a vice right here, which is going to cut off the blood flow to his head. It's just a great skill to have. Somebody runs up on you swinging like crazy, you just know exactly what to do, and it's real simple to make somebody look foolish and de-escalate a situation.
I started playing ping pong when I was probably 13 or 14. It's just something that me and my friends did when we weren't playing video games. And I don't know, I just really took a liking to it, and it came pretty naturally to me. I like a lot of racket sports, so picked it up pretty easily. I've been playing seriously for probably about 4 years. When I started getting good, got my own paddle and things like that. I remember the time I got my first paddle, that was pretty exciting, and I decided to actually try to get really good at the sport. When I got to the detachment here in the Air Force is when I realized that this is something that it's fun to be good at, and I wanted to start to play competitively. My record here in the det to other airmen is I think I've lost 2 games total, and just messing around. But if I play seriously, no one can touch me. No one can touch me. Let's do this. When I play, generally my style of play is to be really aggressive. I like to take advantage of anything that my opponent gives me and try to, smash or attack anything that I can. I don't like to be really passive when I play or defensive. I like to always be on the offensive end, pushing the tempo. Yeah, so usually in games like this, just at the det, I might let him get like 10 points before I really beat him. Whatever, I am the current Air Force Det 2 title holder. I have a trophy upstairs in my room that says Best Ping Pong Player of Det 2, and I'm proud of that. I haven't found anyone that can beat me yet. I'm open to challenges, so I'm looking for people to play. If anyone wants to play me, I'll take them on. So I ain't scared of nobody.
My husband is a Tolkien fan, and hobbits like to eat, drink, and make merry. So he trained as a chef in Switzerland and apprenticed all over Europe. Came back here, worked in Georgetown at the Foundry, and then opened another place in Old Town for another buddy. And when he discovered the location here, kind of had that hobbity feeling to it. So he felt this would be the perfect location and a great concept for people to eat, drink, and be merry just as hobbits do. There is a great mural that was done by a local artist. It's the cartoon or children's version that was done prior to the more recent Lord of the Rings movies that people are probably familiar with. We have several items on our menu that have Tolkien references. We have Bilbo Baggins salad, we have Frodo's French toast, you know, things like that, Smaug the dragon, pizzas and whatnot. We've been here almost 31 years, so it's a very eclectic restaurant where things have accumulated and been purchased for the restaurant over the years. The artwork that's in this particular dining room was done by an artist at Georgetown who spent a lot of time in Germany, and his concept was nature with an industrial feel to it. So you'll notice that that's in these paintings in here. A lot of the wooden baskets came from Williamsburg. You have the murals done by the local artist. And then downstairs, you have a little more pubby feel to it. There are a lot of beer signs that have come either from the beer brewers themselves or just that we've sort of found in local antique shops or whatnot.
This isn't like any other restaurant that I've worked at. We have about 100 different beers, 32 wines, great food, and I've learned a lot about just beer and wine in general. I've gotten to taste some very good wines. I've gotten to try a lot of good beers and really learned to appreciate them.
Say, if you're in the restaurant business, besides loving food and wine, I think it has to be people and that you love people, and we really enjoy exposing them to the Bilbo Baggins dining experience. Everything is fresh and made to order. We make fresh bread every day. Everything down to the mayonnaise is homemade, chicken stocks, all of that. So that really comes from his European training and his love and passion of great food, great ingredients to create a great dining experience. What we found, though, is that while sometimes we'll do a course-by-course pairing, what really has become a lot of fun is we'll do the beer tastings or the wine tastings, and then Mike prepares the food, and we serve it sort of a family style. It's a really fun event where even if you didn't know anybody, you know, you didn't have to know anybody. You could just come by yourself and make new friends. I'd like to encourage everybody to come visit us. If you haven't been, or if you've been, come back and see us, or maybe you haven't been in a while, come back and see what's new.
I started really young. Yeah, I was just turned 12, and I really hit the ground running. From that point, it was like, this is me, this is it. And I took it pretty seriously then, and I've been taking it pretty seriously ever since then. And the opportunity just came up to go into a partnership with a couple other guys who were, one was a teacher and another was a manager from a music store, where we could have cut a deal with the landlord and got in pretty cheaply. One of the big things, and this is something that has long been a dream of mine, was to be able to actually have a performance venue, a stage where people could rehearse. You know, one of my goals is to be able to teach not just individuals how to play their instrument, but teach a group of individuals how to come together and form a band. There's a lot of people that'll say, oh, music's not as good now as it used to be, and I totally disagree. And as long as there's quality musicians teaching, you know, anxious students how to really get the most out of their practice time and how to become as good as they can be, there's going to be high quality in music. What you would typically start off with are what is commonly known as open chords. You want to try it? That's it. And then put that finger back there and squeeze with the thumb, pinch with the thumb. Yeah, and now hit it. Much better. This one is one form, and depending on where I put it, it can be anything. Everything becomes really easy. You're over the hump of having it be hard, and from that point on, it's just learning songs. Many of the teachers here are my peers in music, so they're really guys with a lot of performance experience. You know, not just kind of learning how to play somebody else's song, but learning how to get out and be a professional, learning what it's like when you're on the gig. And so our teachers are well equipped to teach that angle of playing music, as well as the basics and reading and writing. You know, as a retail store, what you want to do is try to have something in every price point. So we have some very affordable, decent quality instruments. They come with great warranties and they sound good, play well, everything. And then we also have step-ups all the way up to, you know, guitars that are a couple $1,000s. No, I'm just very passionate about my business. It's a thing that I do because I love it. It's not something that's making me rich. I couldn't imagine living another life than having a music store and playing guitar for a living. I'm very, very knowledgeable in my field, and I love it, and I get to hang out with people who are like me, you know, and it's a wonderful life.
Maneuver under fire. Test physical readiness under combat-type conditions. Rising from the prone, sprint 25 yards to the first cone. Hook around the first cone, dropping to the prone position. High crawl 10 yards to the next cone. Rise to the modified high crawl for an additional 15 yards. Explode from the crawl into a sprint, negotiating 5 cones over the next 25 yards in a zigzag pattern. Slide both arms underneath your partner's arms, grasping the forearms. Drag your partner 5 yards around the cone. Proceed an additional 7 yards to the next one. Lift your partner from the dragging position, transferring him into the fireman's carry, back to the starting line. Picking up 2 30-pound ammo cans. Sprint 50 yards to the zigzag cones. Navigate the 5 cones in the zigzag and proceed to the grenade. Take time to establish a secure, well-balanced carry. Grab the grenade and throw it 20 yards at the marked target. Complete 3 push-ups and retrieve the ammo cans. Repeat the zigzag pattern and sprint to the beginning of the course. Brought to you by the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Marine Corps, proudly serving the United States of America.
This is probably you. Many service members suffer from a lack of sleep, which causes them to feel drowsy and have no motivation at school and work.
Oh, I did not want to go to PT today.
For some, the solution is simple: get more sleep. But others choose to take more drastic measures. Energy drinks are not only bad for you, but they can kill you.
Man, I don't feel so good.